Okay, so we're doing a couple of sleeve tattoos here today. I think there's a bit of a... I think there's a couple different styles happening here. There's a little everything to love.
A schmorg.
I'm thinking there's some good and some bad in here.
A sleeve schmorg.
I kind of always... The way I want this to always kind of work out is that there's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad, because sometimes when it's like too good, it's like...
I have nothing to say.
Well, there's almost nothing to say, right? Like,
Right.
It's just kind of like, well, this is a
and
great
if it's
tattoo.
too bad, you come off as being harsh, even though you are
It
pretty
depends.
harsh.
It depends. Like, if it's bad, but it's not trying to be good, like those like apprentice legs, then it's fine.
We love those.
But like when it's like they swung and they missed, that's when I come off like a complete prick.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I wonder. Okay, so like we just had done an episode where the person talked about they watched this in their tattoo shop. Hello, tattoo shops. I think that's really kind of interesting. But I wonder if it's ever happened where an episode has been playing in a tattoo shop where someone in that shop has done the tattoo.
I'm sure it's probably happened, but my reach isn't quite large enough yet that I think that would be a daily occurrence.
No, maybe not a daily occurrence, or like maybe the shop purposely put it on because they knew it was in the episode.
There's a shocking amount of people that watch the show that don't have tattoos too.
Interesting.
Like there's a lot of people that watch this that don't have and have zero interest in getting tattoos. Like you wouldn't believe the amount of people comment on.
It's like watching Ink Master if you don't have tattoos.
I don't know. I think it's like a parasocial relationship type deal at some point where it's like, oh, let's see what Remy's up to today.
Yeah,
or
I
like,
think they're just fascinated by you as
well,
a being.
I'm a weirdo, and it's like circus attraction to some degree, right? Like it becomes more about the people watching, I think, than the actual thing you're talking about sometimes.
Interesting.
Which is strange because the podcast never took off.
Yeah, well, it was like...
That was too long. I was
think
asking too much.
Well, I also think that the podcast would have done a little bit better if, like, it was... Like, you had tattoo artists. Like, you had you and Kevin Scott mostly. But, like,
That's all I wanted it to be.
It was,
that
but
one.
it was you, and you're really interesting looking. And Kevin and Scott are both a little bit more, like... normal.
I would say Scott is very interesting looking.
I mean, Scott dresses interesting, but like I think that if it was like a
dude
podcast,
walks around with a little rainbow shorts, like fucking Crocs and an Australian hat.
I know he dresses
anyway,
interesting.
we should probably talk about this tattoo a little bit.
Okay.
So this is all done by Brandon Lee at Imlay Inc., Belfair, Washington.
Cool.
What a treat. This is, first off, one of the worst photos I've ever seen. Like, this has got to be top 10 worst photos taken of a tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, this is up there.
This is pretty bad. I have no idea what's going on, and I should know what's going on.
So, bear with me now. I have a lot of cabbages on me. I've got a lot of roses.
Okay.
Right? And people always say roses look like cabbages. But, like, this actually looks like a cabbage. Like, that does not look like a rose.
I mean...
It actually looks like a cabbage. Like, you know when you're peeling a cabbage, you go and you look in the inside, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of layers in here.
Right.
Have you ever peeled cabbage? I've peeled a lot of cabbage in the kitchen.
I haven't.
That is actually what a cabbage kind of looks like.
I just think it's too, like, single tone for me. The rose.
I don't think it looks... Like, I know it is a rose because... I look at roses all the time, not just on me, but in general. Being in this world, this realm, you look at roses all the time, and that's a cabbage.
Okay.
Like, that is...
The definition of a cabbage
The
rose?
tattooer was looking at a cabbage when he was doing this tattoo. Like, I'll bet you if you Google image rose, there's probably a handful of cabbages mixed in.
One of those memes where it's like rose or cabbage?
Yeah.
Like the onion ring or stretched ear?
I think it's like... The guy was literally staring at a cabbage when he did that. Like, if you put some color in it, it would like sort it out a little bit. I kind of like this chessboard, but I have no idea what the hell's going on here.
I think that chessboard looks like it's really well done.
Is it a chessboard or is it just a fucking...
The checkers?
Is it just a checkered floor?
Well, whatever. I think the checkered floor is really nicely done.
Yeah, from what I can see, it's
like
the best part of the
screaming at
sleeve.
me. And then there's some space. I kind of like the space.
I like space sleeves, but like... It was too little, too late. You know,
I
like
just think it needed some color. I don't like black and gray space sleeves.
I think they can be done really cool. I always prefer them to be hard black and lots of negative space for space sleeves. But I think space has got so much. There's so much colorful stuff in space that
Yeah.
it should just be colorful. Like I think
Yeah.
it should be black background with like color planets and
Right.
stars and shit.
It's sinister. It's like space to me is just so sinister.
But then like this thing kind of has a vibe to it. Like when you look at it all at once, even though these are terrible photos, you're like, it does have some kind of flow.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what any of that stuff at the top is. It's just like weird, like
Shapes, flowers.
shapes, and there's some kind of crispy thing on the inside of the black.
Yeah.
And I don't think we got a clear photo of that at all here.
No, I have no idea
'Cause
what's going
in
on.
this top picture, it's just like muddled faces. I kind of start to see
I
like
can see a hand.
I kind of think I see like a beak or something. Like it looks like a platypus head.
Oh no, this right
In
here.
here?
That's a finger.
What is that? There's a beak.
No, it's a.
That's a penis.
I thought it was a penis
Holy
too.
shit.
But
That's
it's
a dick.
It's a hand.
No, that's a penis.
I
Look.
thought it was.
And a
but
withered
it's not.
ball sack.
Oh jeez.
Holy shit, I don't know if I can put this on here. I might need to bleep this out. That just struck me all at once. There's like a dong resting on
I was looking at it for a while,
chessboard.
trying to figure out what it was.
That is a big dick. That's the biggest, that's the only thing I can really focus on now.
Yeah.
Underneath that beak
Oh
thing
no,
at the
it's
top.
a hand.
No, it's a dick.
It's a hand.
It's a dick.
But it looks like a dick.
That's-
That's why I know it's a hand because I
Yeah.
was staring at it for a while already,
That
being
is
like,
a
"What
very
is that?"
aggressively phallic tattoo
Yeah.
right there. Like
You got a big dick.
this
on your
guy
arm.
got cabbage and dicks.
I think it's a hand holding a chess piece.
Well, I hope you like blackout because parts of this I feel like need to be blacked out.
I think you should like black out that whole top area and then
It's a
do more
mess.
space.
The only clear part of it is the penis. Like, that's the only clear part of it. And then when I noticed the withered ball sack, it got worse.
Ah.
This is going to be one of those times where people are like, Remy's an asshole. We're moving on to the next thing here. We got some trad tattoos.
I like this birdie.
Yeah, the bird, and some green leaves, and a little lily thing down there.
My only complaint is that the birdie's tummy should be a different color of green. Like, it shouldn't have been green. And
Yeah.
then you're missing, like, the back of that wing
Or-
doesn't have the yellow part.
Remember when I was talking
This
to you
is
about
badly planned.
like the green guy, like the Toxic Avenger guy, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is a great tattoo, and you were like, yeah, it's okay, and I was like, no, the color highlights, like, you know he's green, you don't need to make the whole thing green.
Yeah, I know.
This
This could have
is-
used a bit of that.
This is like I was telling you, like, not everyone understands like high points and why you're packing things the way you are.
Yeah, this didn't need a solid pack.
It could have used a little more space somewhere in here, but like this sleeve has a vibe to it. It's just all the negative space because it's so packed, the negative space around it.
Is extra negative.
It does push these out,
Ugh.
but I want to see them filled in, and I don't want stars and dots. I would prefer to have like maybe a red backdrop where they have so much green and blue and yellow happening here. I think if you just pack this with like solid red, that would be really fucking
Ooh.
slick.
I just automatically want to do it in black, even though I know it won't work.
It could work in black, but like parts of it wouldn't be as bold,
Yeah.
right? When you take away because there's so much line in the line weight here
I
on the
know.
outside. When you take away the line weight there, it's not going to look as like dense and like stand out that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a red background, like a dark red, like a burgundy or something, would be really, really cool in here against all of these cool tones. Have a really deep, warm tone in there
Yeah.
as the background. Nobody does these things. Like Kevin and I used to come up with these crazy ideas all the time. Like Kevin was talking about doing like a solid opaque gray background with like traditional tattoos.
Oh, that
or
could
like
be cool.
a solid opaque gray background with like dark black and gray tattoos.
I wonder how hard that would be to pack.
Well, it'd be like anything else,
Ugh.
right? Like people when they see like blackout, they're often like, why do you use black and not other colors? It's because like black will it will bulldoze over everything else in a way that other colors won't. But if you're in a spot where you have negative space like this, all of a sudden you turn that negative space all to gray or something, or purple or red, and it will have a really cool look. And I think it's better than doing stars and dots. Then yeah, so there are some red tattoos in here, but I still think like a dark red would be cool, where they have so much of this bluey green everywhere.
Or like a really bright blue, like seeing it next to that blue that's in the photo would kind of like that.
Maybe
blue
like
in
a
the
sky
background.
blue
Yeah.
could be cool. I wouldn't do like this tealy kind of greeny blue.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I think there's also some room for some added definition in places with some like black dots in parts of the flowers. Right? You see what I mean? Like on
Yeah.
the insides here.
I think so too.
It's like she's having a bad heel or something over here.
Right, or maybe a little bit of an infection or reaction to those red pigments.
The style of these tattoos looks really, really old, but they're so bright they have to be almost brand new.
Right.
Right? Like
Yeah.
this has got that old school lines look to it, where it's like these could have been. They look like they could have been done in like the 40s in terms of style.
Yeah.
When trad was super chunky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do like these. There's some blowout in here too.
I
Some
know. I
crazy
like
blowouts.
the color
Holy
blowout.
shit.
The thing is, though, is like these are like in the ditch area.
Yeah, the
Like,
ditch
you
will
just
blow out pretty good.
Have to be so careful packing color in that soft skin in the
Not on
ditch.
me.
Well, of course not. But like, this is like it's like a nightmare to me. I've seen this happen to other tattoos, and I'm like, man, it moves so much. Like I just think if you're gonna color pack in the ditch, I would do less and
It's a
then
good,
do a second sit.
It's a good argument for doing backgrounds though,
It is.
because like backgrounds will get rid of these
Well, and
problems.
the thing is like you don't even know half the time that this is gonna do that until
Most
they
people-
come back and you're like, holy shit.
Most people who have tattoos are walking around with some degree of blowout though.
Well, most people don't know what a blowout is.
Well, like, it doesn't matter that much either. Like
Yeah.
it's like most times it's a slight discoloration, and for the most part it seems to happen the most with black ink. But when you see it with color, it looks kind of funny.
Well, it's kind of weird to wrap your head around because you're not used to color ink doing that.
Yeah, though
But-
this girl's got quite a bit of, it's either bruising or some crazy blowouts happening here. Whoever put this in put a lot of ink in this person.
Yeah, they really
like
put
there's
it
a
in.
lot of ink in it. Like if you were trying to laser this, these black outlines would take forever.
Yeah.
They would take forever, like because the ink is so packed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much fucking ink in here, like the limit of her skin. And it looks like she shows color really well. So
Yeah.
I hope that you'll do a color background. I would really love to see all of these trad tattoos swimming in like a big field of dark red, or like blue would be cool too. I think that would be so unique. I would love to see more solid color sleeves.
Me
you know?
too.
There's just not enough of that stuff.
Super cool.